In 1997, when I resigned from the church I had been serving for 15 years, something inside me died. As I drove home that last day, I knew with an absolute certainty that I was not only leaving that congregation, but I was leaving pastoral ministry and the church itself. Since the moment of my birth, church had been intertwined with my entire life, and my grief at that moment was profound. For many months after that, I existed in a tomb of deep despair, overwhelmed by my own pain, even as I sought to walk with those who were facing their own death in my new job as a hospice chaplain. It was, my friends, one of the darkest times I have ever experienced. During this time, the only glimmer of light came from two special friends, Tom and Yolanda, as they gently and lovingly listened to my pain and held my tears in their hearts. Then after a long, long time, Tom began to call me out of the grave by suggesting that maybe, just maybe, there was a church I could find where I could go and just worship. On my first attempt to do so, I spent the entire service in tears. Not because of anything that was said or done, but because my pain was still so intense. Finally, however, I found my way to a congregation, interestingly called the Community of the Living Spirit. And there I eventually began to feel and experience healing and hope. Sometime after that, because of my work as a hospice chaplain, I was invited to be a presenter at a workshop dealing with the church and its response to HIV/AIDS. There was a worship service that concluded this event, and during that service, as I sat in prayer, I heard Christ say to me, "You may think you're done with the church, but I'm not done with you and the church." And then I saw myself in pulpit after pulpit, proclaiming the power of God's love to bring healing and hope. So it was that I came to you as your interim pastor in October of 1998. Most of you didn't notice the fact that I was still wrapped in grave clothes. Most of you didn't know that by your love and your acceptance, by the ways in which you responded to my ministry, by the openness with which you embraced my new and sometimes crazy ideas, you unbound me and set me free. Thank you. At the graveside or in the tomb, we wait and we weep. But the story of Mary and Martha and Lazarus invites us to trust that there is one who will always come, bringing resurrection and new life. It promises that the power of God's love is alive in us and our world, and it will bring peace in the midst of chaos, joy out of the depths of despair, a hope that never dies, and a love that never ceases. In the ones who stand with us and weep, in the ones who encourage us to step into the light, in the ones who unbind us and set us free, in the beating of our own hearts and the very air that we breathe. Christ comes again to proclaim that even at the graveside, when all hope is gone, the power of divine love will always, always, always bring new life. Thanks be to God. Amen.